Hi guys, so someone wanted me to read Iron Man Enter the Mandarin. So this is a retcon story of how Iron Man from the Silver Age met the Mandarin as archenemy. So this is, I'm pretty sure this is canon, but it's like a retcon. It was released in 2007 or 2008, I think. But China, 1954. I have a destiny. On the hour of my birth, the gods brought forth a single bolt of lightning to cleanse me of mortal attachment. Any loyalty that remains is to my bloodline, the bloodline of the most ruthless Mongol, Genghis Khan, son of Yusuke. I called upon the gods to provide a sign, a means to fulfill the destiny promised to me. Enter the Mandarin. John Casey, writer. Eric Kennett, artist. Dave Stewart, colors. Comic Craft, letters. Stephen Wacker, editor. Joe Quesada, editor-in-chief. Dan Buckley, publisher. Based on Tales of Suspense number 50 to 55 by Stanley and Don Heck. And here in the fabled Valley of Spirits they have delivered unto me that sign. I feel the weight of a mighty ancestry bearing down upon my shoulders, pushing me to continue. Is it the gods that guide me inside this craft, or my own will to dominate? Either way I do not hesitate. And I am duly punished for my arrogance. The true nature of this discovery becomes obvious to me. A crippled vessel, fallen from the stars. A lesser man would surely be felled by this alien attack, meant to burn the brain from your skull. But I am not such a man, and I am only driven forward to the source of this assault. The craft's original inhabitants, long since lost to the ravages of time. Perhaps their presence here predates the civilization of man. I ascend to the zenith, emanating such power that I can taste it on my tongue. I can feel it dancing up my spine. So alien, and yet so familiar, calling out to me, singing hymns in my name that sound like the end of the world. Several decades later. Recharge 97.55%. Electromagnet systems 95.6%. Disengage external AC systems 0110111 complete. Sure, it's a show for the stockholders, what isn't? But at the same time, it's a chance for the employees to suit up and feast like kings. It's good for morale. We can't all be supermodels 24/7, Veronica. Says people's sexiest billionaire, 2 years running. But I won't hold your... Oh yeah, and sorry about the dogs in the background. I'm sorry about them, but that's my neighbors. So sorry about that, but I won't hold your bourgeoisie sympathies against you. How about dinner at El Morocco tonight? Maybe afterwards we'll get all your clothes off. You want to feast like a king, Mr. Stark? Hold it. I'm still wrapping my head around you using the word bourgeoisie in a sentence. But let's play it by ear, Miss Vogue. Remember, I'm an important man. Lots of responsibilities to juggle. You know how it is. It's the rare skill to always look like you know what you're doing. Oh, so leave it to old Bill to grouse about something the boss doesn't even have to do. Shouldn't you be hanging down at in the Mulder pool, Hogan? How many times I gotta tell you, doll? Call me Happy. Only his mother calls him Harold. Another day, another dollar, people. Mr. Stark, I have your messages. You really need to. Hey, boss, why didn't you call? I would have picked you up, you know. Call the wild, Hap. Some things a chauffeur shouldn't see. Are we sending flowers to Miss Veronica Vogue? That was sarcasm, by the way. Here, you need to autograph these expense reports. How often have we talked about a paperless office, Pepper? They profiled me in last month's Wired, you know. Call me old-fashioned, sir. Perhaps we should delay the laser demo until next week, Mr. Stark. I don't like delays, Professor. Oh, that's Crimson Dot. Okay, so perhaps we should delay the laser demo until next week, Mr. Stark. I don't like delays, Professor Vanko. Besides, you put too much overtime to wait on me. He's not the only one you got on hold, sir. You skipped out on the reception last night without talking to General Rayburn. He was not amused. I'm sure he wasn't. Believe me, I was in no condition to talk business, especially with Veronica tugging at my arm. Cry me a river, boss. You should have seen the lunch meat that was hanging on me. I realize your time is limited. Your bodyguards as well. There are, of course, alternatives. I'm happy to conduct stress tests using the Crimson Dynamo armor. With your permission, of course. Anton, come on. You don't need to be clear. You need to clear that with me. I trust you. Do what needs to be done and email me the results. Sir, one message in particular you need to see right now. From Rick Stoner at S.H.I.E.L.D. Coordinates to meet up. Labeled urgent. I'm assuming this is in their Manhattan office, but I've never heard of this address. Not another budget summit. A room full of suits and I'm manning the PowerPoint. No, the message was very specific. The meeting they want is with Iron Man. Not only that, they want to meet him alone. Really? That's unusual. Those requests usually come through the Avengers data channels. Huh? It ain't enough to help the outfit 'em, boss. They don't know when to quit asking, do they? Apparently not, Hap. Apparently not. 24 hours later, or 2.4 hours later. All points mapping resonance imaging engaged. Identifying armored systems. Ultra-turbo capabilities. Electromagnetic fields. 97.99%. Refractory coating penetration. 57.0.45%. You guys need to defrag the security system. This is taking too long. Scan complete. ID confirmed. Iron Man. Primary employee Stark Industries. Avenger status active. NSC A1 priority status. Talk to your boss. He sold it to us. Or better yet, talk to the executive council. Yeah, our superiors might be a little harder to get on the phone. In any case, you are who you say you are. The council can explain to Mr. Stark why Stoner won't be attending this meeting. I'm starting to get the feeling he wants a little bit of plausible deniability. For an espionage organization, you're pretty paranoid. Can you blame us? Could be anyone in that armor. As for Director Stoner, he's got a knack for delegating authority. Besides, he's not thrilled that we even have this meeting. So this is before Nick Fury was the director, I guess. So, okay. I think we're heading over to Section AA. They got us a conference room open for us. How's the Autofac doing? Smooth interfacing with your central command systems? You'll have to ask the techs about that. I get my email, I know that much. I can tell you, the shop division is finally being budgeted. I'm surprised Stark hasn't heard from Belgrade yet. Nice decor. We'll have some privacy here. At least a few minutes worth before they set up the special director lunch buffet. Fine with me. I'm in a bit of a hurry myself, and I still can't figure out why you called me in, and not the full roster of... We're pretty certain that this isn't something the Avengers will be interested in. To be perfectly honest, it's a surveillance op. We needed you to perform a specific recon. In China. In China? Don't we have enough spy stats in the air to keep an eye on that part of the world as is? Or is something going on here that you've kept out of the papers? That's the problem. We don't know exactly how. Several intel reports have come in regarding a certain individual exerting some undue influence over the current political climate over there, and not the good kind. We even intercepted some Chinese military cross-chatter. They don't know what to do with him either. What we need is a confirmation of his existence. Some say he's simply a local warlord. Some have said that he's a bona fide descendant of Genghis Khan. We do know that he's been the patron of more than a few regional revolutionaries. It's unstable enough over there already without some nut stirring the pot. But I know we may be treading into the realm of urban myth here. But have you ever heard of the Mandarin?
The who? You have dared to come here. You have dared to stand in my presence and look me in the eye. Greater men than you have died for such a privilege. Know that I have little patience for those who wear military colors. Know that I shall have the tiles beneath your feet wash upon your departure. They carry the stink of politics on them, and so speak.
Our visit concerns the fate of our shared homeland. President Chen Shi-bian's position to reject Taiwan's inclusion in the People's Republic of China is, to say the least, troubling.
Nevertheless, high-level talks between our leaders and the Pan-Blue Coalition continue. But the idea of such talks, the endless diplomatic pontificating, there are those who seek more decisive action. Your communist overlords must be desperate. The harsh light of evolution shines upon them, and they are frightened. President Chen is a dinosaur. The words may change, but the poetry remains ever the same. For decades, men like you have come to me with hat in hand, seeking one thing they find so elusive, and yet it is the one thing I wield like a god. Absolute power. I am beyond your petty concerns, General. I am beyond you. In fact, it comes quite close to amusing me that you arrive with such arrogance to assume that I would even consider your pathetic call to action.
My lord, consider the E.G. Zhongju, the One China policy. We are pledged to die for this principle, and there is no room for moderate thinking. The ROC gains traction at every turn. Surely you have observed.
Holy, there is the concept you call China, and there is the Earth, the true Earth. This is my interest.
We are aware of your past, honored sir, your prominence within the Kuomintang, and your displacement due to our party taking control. Nevertheless, you have been anything but revered in our culture. Were you to rally behind our cause?
There is no cause worth rallying behind, save my own. The China you cling to with such fervor was dead to me long ago.
We bow to your power, my lord. It is truly absolute. The legends that surround you, we accept them as truth. The secret of your rings, any government in the world would cower before them, if only you would acquiesce to serve a greater glory.
You realize the choice of words borders on insanity, Holy. And if I refuse?
With all due respect, my lord, refusal is not an option our leaders are prepared to accept. We are mandated to recruit your unique services, by whatever means necessary.
You dare to threaten me? A greater glory. There is none greater than I.
Approaching drop zone. Target trajectory in 4.4 minutes.
Acknowledged, and prepped and primed, wherever ready when you are.
Internal pre-flight check. 00101001011. Stealth mode systems check. 0101001100. Initializing. Strange occurrence this time out, Polly? To say the least. But ours is not the reason why. Hold us on a second. Bombay, Khan, we're on target, ready to disengage. On your order.
Go!
Accessing navigational systems. Anti-grav field initiated. Solar converters activated. Tertiary fields at standby. Propulsion systems. Micro-turbines nominal. Target display activated. Locked. Looks like I'm on my way so far by the numbers. Initiating radio silence. See you on the other side.
Roger that. Good luck. So he's walking to the Mandarin's castle. And he's in the sewer. And scanning systems initiated. Data fields engaged. Sensory array. Close range reaction. Proximity alert. 99.890%. And the numbers.
How predictable. The Americans and their toys. Still, there are no match for mine.
Internal diagnostics initiated. Damage control systems activated. Rerouting power. Repulsor array armed. Engage.
An interesting case study.
Machine versus magic. Impact beam on such close range. Truly devastating. We shall hold this one for the time being. One must become knowledgeable about one's enemies to fully dominate them.
Systemic power-up engaged. Life support functions 26.056%. Online. Localized scan initiated. Alert. Security detected. Motion sensor laser array. Caught in mid-flight upon his arrival to Avengers Mansion.
So the Westerners see him as a hero, a selfless servant of the greater good. Curious that they would send someone so visible for what is obviously a covert surveillance mission.
Master, I beg forgiveness on the intrusion. I bring news of our captive.
Then I take it you were unable to remove his armor.
That is correct, Master. 3 of your best were injured in the attempt.
Of course, I would expect nothing less. Despite his bravado, the enemy is crafty and layered in his complexity.
The CEO, Tony Stark's bodyguard and corporate mascot, Iron Man, making a rare appearance at the recent stockholders' meeting.
Observe Poe.
Stark Industries PR department file footage.
Significant connection, to say the least. The industrialist weapons manufacturer, Stark, pulls the string of this puppet. The gallant knight has a distinctly mercenary side, so true to the ways of the West.
Systems check. Reserve power 72.8088%. Initiate thermal energy conversion. Routing reverse charge. High density power pods accessing. Primary gauntlet functions. Index A1343FG. Initiate full display.
He is a corporate mascot, a walking weapon meant to personify all that Stark represents. There are those who believe dichotomy to suggest complexity, a myriad of pieces to form a larger whole. They are mistaken. This Iron Man, for all his complexity, displays many cracks in his facade, weaknesses that could be easy to exploit.
Master, the captive has escaped.
It was only a matter of time, Poe.
All part of Destiny's rich drama. Attendants, my battle robes. And so another opponent emerges to test me.
Long have I sought an enemy who will provide genuine challenge, who will be worthy of my attention. Perhaps he is the one.
Cryogenic supply 82.665%. Initiate localized tracking systems. Search for trace magnographic particles. Wide spectrum sweep. Energy signature confirmed. Proximity alert. Prep defense systems.
Your lack of respect for my home betrays your Western upbringing. A crude display of power that impresses no one. Nevertheless, you have sought me out.
The Mandarin, I presume. Your hospitality leaves a lot to be desired. I short-circuited my cell's security system. Not to mention the gang of muscle you threw at me. And you're next. So arrogant.
Cherish your memories of home, of all that you hold dear.
For this is a certainty. You will not see home again.
It says to be continued. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I don't know if I'm gonna continue this because the new when I read the newer comics, they usually don't get a lot of likes. They don't get a lot of likes for some reason. It's only when I read the comics from like the 1960s, 70s, and like from the 40s to the 70s, those ones get a lot of likes, but this one doesn't get any likes. But I hope it does because I like this story. I like this story. I never read it before, but I'm liking it so far. But I like the Mandarin as a villain. He's a very underutilized villain. I really like Mandarin. But hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.